Hello. Um, this is gonna be a kind of a casual watch. I'm kind of just gonna ramble about some art stuff and my life as an artist while we look at this painting I did. I guess to start before we get into anything about this painting, this one is called Mist Raven. It is based on the world centered around this little cat named Artie, who is a male person. Um, Basically, the idea behind this piece is that this mist raven was causing some trouble for like the nearby area, so Artie was tasked with delivering it a big shiny object, like this little pearl that he is holding. I have a lot of thoughts about like this little world, but haven't had the chance to flesh them out at all, so this is kind of just a way to dip my toe into doing that. I made this painting for like over the course of my spring break, because it had been a while since I was been able to work on anything big, especially anything traditional, because a lot of my stuff was digital just from the necessity of needing to be just from the necessity of needing to work on it quickly. So I guess to start off like my little diary bit, I went back to art school. I'm at a different school than I was like 2 years ago. I also have a slightly different major. I switched from sequential art to doing illustration, and that has taken up a significant portion of like my art and my free time. Well, I've been making like a lot of art. It's just not art I am recording or like making to show people online, like stuff I want to include in my work going forward. It is mostly homework. I'm thinking about making a video about my experiences with like leaving art school and deciding to come back, because I know when I was like in high school, I loved watching like people's videos about like the decisions behind art school. Those really helped me out a lot, and I just like hearing what other people think. I'm also thinking of maybe like rounding up my homework to make like a little collection or like video on. I'm not sure about that one though. I also have a sale going on. Part of like my goals as an artist is to make money from my art. And I'm also like in a weird money spot with like the end of school. So all of my things that I have made that cost money are on sale for like the beginning of the summer. I also have been like looking into and thinking more seriously about starting like an online store more for like prints and products I would ship out. But that's kind of terrifying, as it turns out. So I am building my confidence and continuing to research while I work with Itch, which is a platform I'm much more familiar with and only is like digital projects for myself at the very least. So it's much easier to start there and then build. And as a part of this, I might release another like game demo video like I did for Spellsmith. I'm not sure which one yet. It kind of depends on if I can rope somebody else into playing a game with me on the internet, which I think I can, so that'll be fun. Like many people right now, I am dealing with a lot of burnout. I have felt very, very lost in terms of my art and what I am making and what I'm interested in making going forward. I do think kind of like burnout as a concept, or like lack of inspiration more generally, is a cycle, because I know I've experienced it over and over again. I feel like half the time looking back at my work, I remember being like, oh my god, I can't draw anything, this is so awful, miserable. And I always make it through it, so I know I'll make it through it again, but it's just rough. It's not fun to go through, it turns out. I feel like right now for me in this case, I'm more lacking in like motivation and energy. Like I have some of the ideas here, it's just not ones I am drawn to working on. I think because of life generally. I always feel like in terms of burnout, it's either you have like the motivation or energy or the ideas, but it's never both at the same time. Or maybe not even burnout, maybe just generally. Or also maybe that's just me. I guess something a little bit more personal, but something that inspires a lot of like my creativity is that my tabletop campaign or campaigns, my campaign is ending. I've been running for the last 2.5 years, 2 games in like the same setting, like side by side and back to back. One of my groups already finished their campaign and it was very sad and dramatic. And the other one is like in the middle of that like last game. They're playing something a little bit longer. I have plans to make art for my players. If you're one of my players, don't ruin the surprise for everybody. On my own time, I might record it. I'm not 100% sure yet. And I also kind of want to make videos about GMing in general, especially as like a retrospective of finishing this big campaign, because I have experiences and thoughts and opinions. And I want to help more people play tabletop games because they're very fun. If you couldn't tell, a lot of my like general inspiration and interest are very much in tabletop gaming now. It's interesting watching like how I've like kind of fallen into this rabbit hole, but I love it here and want more people to come join me here. So I guess looking ahead, I'm looking forward to making over the summer, hopefully, as scheduling allows. I have a comic about cooking that I am really excited for. It's gonna include like an actual recipe that I love making, which I think is fun. I love when comics kind of do like weird things, include like extra bits like that. Like I mentioned before, I'm kind of planning on doing like presents for all of my players. Again, if you're one of them and you're watching this, do not ruin the surprise. It'll take me a bit. I'm also debating doing like a very big update on all of my tabletop games, like everything I've ever written, in terms of like just redoing how their visual designs completely. I am proud of a lot of my past work, but I feel like the visuals aren't necessarily up to my standards now. I've gotten much more picky. And I kind of want to approach it as like I am my own client more than I am making art for myself, because I feel like my standards shift pretty drastically between thinking about the two. And I want to be able to use like examples of my writing and my art combined for like portfolio purposes and stuff. So I think it'll be fun. My partner is also writing a game that I might get to help make some really cute art for. I'm super excited about that. It will eventually end up on my itch page. We have very different thoughts on how like we design things, both more like broadly in terms of like game design and also like art, as they are not like a visual artist to the extent that I am. So I'm curious how noticeable our like differences in how we consume and like look at games and stuff will be in this game, which I don't remember if it has a name yet, but it's very fun. I'm very excited. And that about wraps it up for this painting and this little update. Kind of getting into my swing, into my groove, posting on the internet some more over the summer. If you would like, you can leave some comments or some likes or subscribe and follow me across the internet, whatever you choose. Regardless, I hope you have a wonderful day and I will see you next time. Goodbye.